Hello, class. In this lecture, we will discuss the sealing of the Holy Spirit. The sealing of the Holy Spirit is one of many works God performs on behalf of the believer to secure his salvation. 2 Corinthians 1:22 says, God sealed us and gave us the Spirit in our own hearts as a pledge. In Old Testament times, a seal was used in various ways. A seal authenticated a document, such as a marriage contract. It authenticated a transfer of power from one ruler to another. It served as a lock to secure something more by the authority it signified than by its intrinsic strength. It was used to verify documents such as a bill of divorce. To the person who believes in Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit is given as a seal, identifying the believer as belonging to God. We see the Holy Spirit is an agent. God is the agent who does the sealing, but the Holy Spirit may be also the agent. The latter passage could read, in whom, that is the sphere, or by whom, the agent. The passive Greek form is spragisthesta, you are sealed, emphasizing that God does the sealing, not the believer. It is something done to the believer. The sphere, we are sealed in the sphere of the Spirit. The believer now lives in the sphere of the Spirit. Because we are sealed by the Spirit, we live in the sphere of the Spirit. The extent of sealing. No one is excluded. Even the carnal Corinthians were sealed by the Spirit, 2 Corinthians 1:22. No one is commanded to be sealed. Since there is no command, it cannot be concluded that every believer is sealed. It can be concluded that every believer is sealed. All are commanded not to grieve the Holy Spirit, Ephesians 4:30. Therefore, the sealing must be universal. The time of the sealing, Ephesians 1:13. The participles, hearing, akousantes, and believing, pistousantes, express contemporaneous time when you believed, at the time you believed. Note, the King James Version translates this verse incorrectly as after believing, as though the Spirit comes after a person believes. So when believing is appropriate translation. Result of the sealing signifies ownership, confirming that the believer belongs to God. The sealing assures the believer's security in salvation. The sealing assures the believer's future glorification. And the source of this lecture is the lecture and the course taught by Dr. Paul Enns, June 3rd through 13th, 1997 at Southeastern Baptist Theological Seminary. The course was the Doctrine of the Holy Spirit, of which I was a student. And that concludes this lecture.